What's up, guys? Here with you with FC Wonderkid. Here with my guy, Bretson. How are you?
I am live. I am in the flesh. I think I'm in Portugal. I just stepped off the plane not even a couple hours ago. So bear with me here. You know, I'm thinking about this. We're doing the U.S. men's national team preview first.
Yes.
Why didn't you come to the U.S.? I mean, I could have come for the Portugal preview, but here we are. No, but I'm excited to be here. We have other videos that are going to be coming out left and right. We're going to be doing content all week. Yeah, I mean, the U.S. men's national team roster dropped. There were some surprise inclusions, which for people that know Greg Berhalter know that surprise inclusions or exclusions are not normally part of his MO. True. So, without further ado, we should probably get to it. I mean, do you want to start? Because I'm actually itching to know what you think about this U.S. team.
Well, I had some surprises. Like, I was expecting Pepe to be there, especially with his form in the Eredivisie. But just before we get to it, if you want to see any content in specific with Bretson right here in Portugal, please comment down below, okay? Champions League predictions, World Cup, any specific topic with top finishers, you tell us in the comment section. So, yeah, my thoughts was no Pepe, okay, I was surprised, and no Zach Steffen. No Zach Steffen, okay? So, we warned him. Yeah. You're not playing at Man City, you're going to feel it eventually. And no call-up for him now?
No, nope. And that was surprising. Zach Steffen not being there, Downingtown, PA native. He has started to do pretty well under Michael Carrick, the new boss of Middlesbrough. But I just think it was too little too late. When it comes down to it, form is form. Ethan Horvath has been better for Luton Town. And I think your starter is going to be, as we all see, Arsenal backup. Matt Turner. No, which is wonderful for him. He has been steady. He has been consistent. But still, no Zach Steffen is surprising when Sean Johnson is your third. Why not bring Zach Steffen?
And a fun fact, Matt Turner started to play football at the age of 16.
It's true.
At the age of 16. He said he fell in love with football with the World Cup in 2010.
Yep.
Like, I saw that, and it's not like that long ago type beat.
No.
So it's madness to see how good he is to be at Arsenal.
So he'll be hitting his peak as a goalkeeper at about age 45. I don't know. He's a late bloomer, but obviously he went from New England Rev, stalwart to now he's fared pretty well in Europe with Arsenal. So. Yes, Matt Turner will be the boss. I'd be very surprised if Berhalter started somebody else. and by boss, I mean boss in the in between the sticks. But there were the other exclusion there.
So, but just so goalkeepers, so we got Ethan Horvath?
Ethan Horvath. Yes,
you got it. Then Matt Turner and Sean Johnson.
That is correct.
Okay. So what did the defenders know? What happened? What happened here that we got to be on top?
Okay.
Tim?
Yeah, Tim Ream. Tim Ream happened. Now, listen, Tim Ream has come a long, long way. He has been up and down with Fulham, and it is pretty amazing the form that he has been in to begin the year in the Premier League. Also forming a nice partnership with Jedi Robinson on the left at Fulham. But here's what it comes down to. Tim Ream was really not part of the conversation for a long period of time. And this is where Greg Berhalter is surprising people, because it's like, you barely called him up, and now you call him up. So some people might see that as a good thing. He's going bold. He's bringing in, he's going to be the oldest guy on the roster for the most part. But Tim Ream has been absolutely phenomenal for Marco Silva's Fulham. And Jedi Robinson being there at left back was always a definite. So Tim Ream getting what he deserves. He is one of the better, older defenders in the Premier League right now, and it's wonderful, wonderful to see. I think he's a St. Louis native, because I think he's going to do really well, and I get
starter vibes here.
I think he's going to start. I don't think you bring this guy just for locker room vibes. I think he's going to start. It's just who he starts next to, and I think you're going to put him next to Walker Zimmerman. But other center backs that got called, You have Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Yes.
Now, he's somebody that could really grow into a leadership role because he's already been a captain for Celtic. He's undefeated in the SPFL as a center back for Celtic. And he's played in the... Okay, they've been pretty bad in the Champions League, Celtic has. But
tough group, Shakhtar.
It was a tough group, yeah. But they barely... I mean, they did better than Rangers. So there's...
Worst ever Rangers, man. Worst ever. It puts us in check with the quality of Scottish football.
Yeah.
Like, when is something going to happen? Like, will we see the same as we see in Wales? Like a Swansea in the Prem or the Championship? Like, put down below your thoughts about the Scottish League, okay? We want to see, because... I watched Celtic because of Jota, being personal about it.
Sure.
But I don't know. Let's wait and see. But Tim Ream, you said, the oldest player, okay, and the team. And another interesting fact with the U.S. men's national team, and it is the youngest team in the World Cup.
It is.
25 years old and 175 days average age of the roster. U.S. men's national team.
And when we go through our starting 11s here, our projected starting 11s, it gets even younger.
Ooh.
Because Tim Ream makes it older. Sean Johnson makes it older. I think the starting 11 is going to average more like 24, and they likely will be the youngest starting 11 in the World Cup, which when you start naming the names that are in this 11, this U.S. men's national team is here to stay, right? They are hopefully going to make some waves in Group B.
Definitely going to be in the next World Cup.
But 2026 is
deserved.
I know they're going into this thinking they're quarterfinals, maybe something like that would be phenomenal.
FIFA,
but 2026 is where that head is.
That FIFA prediction, just so people at home. FIFA prediction in the last 3 World Cups, they've got it right, guessing the winner, and they've predicted that the U.S. men's national team is going to go to the quarterfinals and lose to France, okay? So the World Cup curse is done by EA, okay, with France going through the knockouts.
That is true.
The group stage.
Nobody made a big enough deal about that. I missed that. I guess I was waiting for the World Cup octopus to come around.
We were talking about Camavinga, man. That was the big deal yesterday for us,
Jules
man.
Lorenz.
Put down below if you want to see that French national team this week, okay? Thoughts on that one. But we were saying how young the team is.
Yeah.
Who's the young buck you wanna highlight?
Well, there's a lot of young bucks, bunch of 19-year-olds. But if we're talking about defense, another surprise that Greg Berhalter called Joe Scally. 19-year-old Joe Scally. Yeah, he's tall. He's pretty strong. He is still learning, but he has worked his way into becoming the starting right back for Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That should be stressed more.
It should be. And the funny thing is he's going into this as likely the backup to Serginho Dest. So you got Serginho Dest on the right. You've got Joe Scally as his backup. And on the left, you've got Jedi Robinson, who's 24. And you have, who am I missing there? Oh, my goodness. We're missing Shaquille Moore. Oh, and I'm missing DeAndre Yedlin on the right. So really the two young bucks are on that right side there, and they're likely going to patrol that right side. So, the defense, if you think about it from...
No Chris Richards, though.
No Chris Richards. Unfortunately, couldn't get over an injury for Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yeah, he'd be the best. Is he the best defender talent of the U.S. men's national team, Chris Richards?
I think if you asked most people, it would be he has the highest ceiling.
Between
Chris
Scally?
Richards has the highest ceiling. I think Chris Richards undoubtedly has the highest ceiling out of every defender in that pool. I think there was only one other snub, and maybe this is the Philadelphia Union fan in me talking. Mark McKenzie, who has found his way into form for Genk.
Yeah.
And Genk is at the top of the Belgian Pro League. They're doing phenomenally well. I think they got 1 loss, like 13 wins, something like that. Mark McKenzie has been great, but unfortunately he's been pushed out.
So this U.S. men's national team that has no Mark McKenzie,
Nope.
no Chris Richards, no Ricardo Pepi, no Zach Steffen,
Nope.
and no Jordan Pefok. That for me, watching the Bundesliga, this man is the biggest snub.
Yeah.
And seeing the other strikers, I'm thinking, what's happening here?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
I think some people would say, well, if he didn't call Jordan Pefok, he had to at least call Haji Wright. And Haji Wright, he called. A lot of people that are likely listening to this right now don't know who Haji Wright is. He plays in the Turkish Super League, and he's been scoring. Antalyaspor. And he's been scoring. I believe he's actually second in the scoring tables right now. So when Greg Berhalter was pressed on this, it was, I wanted one target striker.
No Pepe.
And he didn't see Pepe as a target striker. He saw Pepe as direct competition to Jesus Ferreira, and he likes Jesus Ferreira more. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Ricardo Pepi is 19 years old. He has 5 goals, 2 assists in the Eredivisie, okay, in like 7 or 8 games. He's done everything he can to pep himself up. You see what I did there? Pepe. To pep himself back up and get into this conversation because he was frozen out at Augsburg when he made the move, and he did everything he had to do to get on that plane, and it is an absolute shame that he's not there. And you know what? I'm not going to blame Berhalter for not bringing Pepe if he's putting him directly against a Josh Sargent or some of the others. But he is bringing also Jordan Morris. He's bringing kind of like the greatest MLS hits, and nothing against Major League Soccer, but Jordan Morris, albeit he's got some versatility, I'd rather bring Ricardo Pepi and have that depth in there. So
I'd say maybe it's team dynamics with it that can be a justification, something that can happen in the locker room behind the scenes, but I completely agree with you. I'd go Pepe hard. And considering that it's a young squad too, he'd get along with everyone. He'd get along with everyone.
There's a bunch of 19-year-olds in there. How do you not get along with that? But the strength is not in the defense. The strength is likely not in the forwards.
That's what you're gonna say.
The strength is definitely
100.
Definitely for the U.S. men's national team. The strength is in the midfield, and all you have to do is list the names, and likely it's going to be the M and M midfield that we see. Oh no! I missed that. T, M, and M. What the heck? Jet lag. That's jet lag. But we've got Tyler Adams likely at DM, and then you've got the M and M midfield, which is Yunus Musa and possibly Weston McKennie, although Berhalter threw a little bit of a wrinkle in there by listing Brendan Aronson as a midfielder. So I'm confused.
Okay.
But you have a lot of positional flexibility in there because Gio Reyna can also play cam. He can,
I like how you said that. I like how you said that about Tyler Adams, and I got to ask you because I remember in the past you said this, and I want to ask you again now before the World Cup.
Yeah.
Is Tyler Adams the most important player of the U.S. men's national team right now?
Oh my gosh, when Weston McKennie was in form, he was looking like he was going to be the most important player. But no, Tyler Adams has worked his way into, if Tyler Adams does not do what Tyler Adams has been doing for Leeds in the Premier League, then the U.S. will get broken apart. And likely broken apart. You're looking more like England. Maybe Wales hits him on a counter.
And if Pulisic plays like he plays at Chelsea? Too soon, maybe.
He looked bright in that first half in the Carabao Cup against City. No, I 100% think that Tyler Adams is the most important player for the U.S. men's national team in this World Cup. As goes Adams, as goes the U.S. team. But they also have the biggest X factor, and I do believe Yunus Musa is going to have himself one heck of a World Cup. And I don't like hyping up players to the point of
gonna leave Valencia.
Nuno Mendes.
Come on, do that. He's a top 5 left back right now.
He is. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
You got me there.
I know. No, but Yunus Musa, kind of quietly under the radar, has been absolutely phenomenal for Valencia. He's got a motor, and I just think he's going to fit perfectly in this Group B.
Gattuso ball.
Yeah. So Musa McKennie can do some work, but there's flexibility there. If you want to work with a cam, Pulisic can play it. Reyna can play it. Aronson can play it. De La Torre can come in, even though he hasn't gotten a lot of time with Celta. He can come in and play those line-breaking passes and those progressive passes that were missing during qualifying. So I'm really, really hoping that it's the midfield that winds up grinding us out some points that are going to be much needed.
So this great U.S. men's national team midfield has Yunus Musa, has Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, De La Torre, and Tyler Adams will be the most important player of all these.
Yep. And behind that, you do have Kellen Acosta, and he is a very serviceable backup to Tyler Adams. He is capable of putting in one of those, is that Tyler Adams type of a performance, but then he might fall off the next game or become kind of invisible. So that midfield is definitely the strength, but the X factor beyond Musa is going to be what the wings can do. And the wings, because the 9 is kind of a toss-up. With no Pepe, you've got Josh Sargent, you've got Jesus Ferreira, and you've got Haji Wright. I think it's going to... Wow. Really?
I have a feeling, yeah.
I thought our projected 11s were different. They sound kind of the same. But no, the wings are going to be absolutely huge because Reyna might not start right away, although he is obviously talented enough to start right away, and he probably should start right away.
I think he should.
But there is flexibility there because you're also coming into a healthy Timothy Weah. And I got to tell you, Timothy Weah is doing something one of the best players ever was unable to do, and that's his father. George Weah never got to play with Liberia at a World Cup.
What? He has a Ballon d'Or too.
And he's got a Ballon d'Or, yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if Timothy Weah is ever going to get a Ballon d'Or, but Timothy Weah will play at a World Cup. Yeah, and we know why George Weah did not play there. He was playing for Liberia back in the day, which is not exactly known as a football stalwart. But no, I think Timothy Weah is primed. I don't know if he's going to start on the right side. I don't know if he's going to start at all. But if you think about it, whether you got Pulisic on the left and you've got Aronson starting on the right, and you've got Reyna coming in and Timothy Weah coming in, or Reyna coming in at centrally, there are a lot of weapons here that if they go out and ball out like a bunch of 19 and 22-year-olds might want to do, we could see some really, really fun games. Now, it just kind of comes down to whether or not Berhalter ball gets in the way, and we might have to do a whole nother podcast on what Berhalter ball is, or we'll have to call in a specialist.
Well, Berhalter ball, Southgate ball, Fernandes ball, they all seem to have a pattern, don't they?
Yeah, they annoy people. That's what it is.
Facts.
Yeah.
So we can get to the lineups, so expected lineups, and thank you for being here until now. And for more content like this, follow FC Wonderkid community. Go bold. So, with the lineups, goalkeeper, I think we have the same. Matt Turner, right? Matt Turner, Arsenal goalkeeper, both starts.
Yep.
Left back.
Jedi Robinson.
Locked.
For me. Yeah, locked.
Jedi Robinson too.
And I think he's going to have a good World Cup. Center back pairing is where it gets a little murky. I would like to see Tim Ream.
Okay.
For his captain ability. And how calm and composed he's been for Fulham this year. But Tim Ream partnering with Walker Zimmerman is who I'm looking at, because you kind of need a bull in the china shop type of person there, acting like the Jay Demerit from back in the day. And I don't even know if you know who Jay Demerit was. I just showed my age, guys. Sorry. But I don't think Berhalter's going to do that.
Okay.
Who do you have?
I have Cameron Vickers. Maybe I'm being biased of me watching Jota and Celtic too, but Zimmerman, I could see him being the starter too. But I'll put Cameron Vickers and I'll put Dest at the right too.
I would put Dest at the right too, but if you want a little more assured defensive capabilities, Joe Scally can be there. So I do think it's going to be Dest starting 2 games, Scally starting 1.
So Scally plays that England game.
Actually, you know what? No.
DeAndre,
No, this is Greg Berhalter, people. I think DeAndre Yedlin will actually get the start. I don't think Joe Scally's going to get a start now that I think about it. And I just did that 180 on camera.
Jet lag. If Scally doesn't start a game or play a game, consider that doesn't make sense. He plays in the Bundesliga.
I know.
Oh, and Borussia Mönchengladbach is not a bad team at all.
No, they're not. No, I wouldn't say Joe Scally has been lights out this year. He's learning as he goes, for sure. But there might be some situations where he would be put in. I don't think he's going to get a start under Berhalter, though. With Yedlin there.
And we have a 4-2-3-1, just so...
that's what I have, yes.
Okay, same here. So, with the defense, Turner, Jedi Robinson, Tim Ream, Cameron Vickers,
I got Walker Zimmerman.
And Sergino Dest, we agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay, now midfield. This is where I think we'll have different options, okay? I'll have Tyler Adams starting next to McKennie. And in that cam slot, I'll put Pulisic. I'll put Pulisic. I think just like Neymar for Brazil,
Yeah.
I think Pulisic has that same role with the U.S. men's national team.
That opens up wing.
I think that's
like
going to
it.
happen. I think that's going to happen. I might be wrong.
I
But
like
tell
it.
me your thoughts.
I think, though, defensively, structurally, Greg Berhalter is a defender.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see the aforementioned Adams, McKennie, Musa
Okay.
three. So maybe I'm looking more like a 4-3-3 here in some respects. But I do think that it's going to be that. Now, they've had some good games together, and then they've also had some games where they've gone completely anonymous with each other, where they just kind of get in each other's way. So it'll be really, really interesting. But then again, when we were qualifying away at El Salvador. This is not playing a World Cup game versus Wales, versus England, versus or Iran. So
the U.S. men's national team, I think, will level with the teams that they'll play. Like mentally, I think it's going to have a big effect.
I think it's one of two. Right? I agree with you. I think it's one of two things. It's either they're going to mentally step it up and they're going to step up their game to the occasion, or they're going to crumble under the pressure. And it's going to be 3 and out.
Do you believe it will happen, people? Put down below. Put down below.
I hope not. I hope not. But I do think that this team does have the what's the right word? The aura to compete. And I think this is a group where you can compete. I don't think you need to be too afraid of Iran, even though Iran is good.
No, Iran.
I don't think you need to be too afraid of Wales, although Wales is good enough to beat you, right? So it really kind of comes down to that there's an even playing field, and it is the World Cup. So
you didn't say Pulisic in midfield like
I
me.
did not.
So Pulisic will start at the
left.
Okay, at the left.
It's his best position. If I saw a cam, which could happen, absolutely could happen, I would put Reina there.
And if Aronson or Gio Reyna plays on the wing, don't you think Pulisic will go to the middle?
No, I think he'll be on the left.
Okay.
I think Josh Sargent and Pulisic actually in previous games a long time ago have shown to have a pretty good understanding with each other.
Okay.
And I think, and people aren't going to like me for this, I think on the right I would start Brendan Aronson. Now, here's why. Brendan Aronson is a mighty might.
Sergino Dest and Aronson do that
why.
right side. Okay.
And that's why. Okay, Aronson will track back. He'll track all the way back. He'll get all. Gio Reyna will too. So I don't want to work ethic wise. Gio Reyna will fight, right? But Gio Reyna is also getting healthy again, right?
Yeah.
And so is Timothy Weah. Okay.
True.
So when it comes down to it, for me, I think day one, Brendan Aronson's going to get the start.
Deserves it.
And Timothy Weah and Gio Reyna as options off the bench, getting 30 minutes, 35 minutes late in the game. Are you kidding me? That's ideal, right?
Ideal is João Felix. I'm joking. No, pretty good though. I gotta say.
Yeah.
But so let's get it through with the attack. Because the midfield we kind of mixed with the attack. I've got Sargent at striker, and he's a young striker. Can he be one of the top goal scorers? Will this team focus on Sargent, or do you think Pulisic will be the top goal scorer of the U.S. men's national team?
Well, according to that FIFA simulation,
it's Pulisic.
Pulisic, it's 5 goals in 5 games, I think, is what it said in the FIFA simulation.
I can see that happening.
But listen.
It's like ketchup.
Yeah. But listen. Okay. Josh Sargent has been out of form for a long period of time. He has only found the form, and he has found it in the EFL Championship. Now, Norwich City is a decent side, probably a lower Premier League side when it comes down to it on that fringe, right? But Josh Sargent is joint top of the table with goals. Now, it comes down to the fact that if he plays striker and not out of position, he should do pretty well. I don't think Greg Berhalter is going to start Josh Sargent.
Oh, what's gonna happen, Bretson? What's gonna happen?
I hope that he does, but I think it's gonna be Jesus Ferreira, and I'm okay with that.
Gold Cup form justifies everything?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, Greg Berhalter is a man of familiarity. And that's why you see guys like Christian Roldan, nothing against the player, nothing against the person, but that's why you see guys like Christian Roldan and Jordan Morris, because they have positional versatility, they play with their heart on their sleeve, there's a particular whatever, but you're not bringing a Ricardo Pepi. You're not bringing a...
That's what we have against him.
There's a bunch of players that you're leaving behind because of that. Jordan P. Falk. I just named 2 strikers, and neither of those guys that Roldan and Morris do not play striker.
So
But yes, when it comes down to it, wait, where were we going with that?
With the three striker.
The three strikers.
Yeah, with the three forward. Yeah.
Josh Sargent, if he starts, has every possibility to score a few goals. Okay. I just don't think Greg Berhalter's going to start him.
So just for a recap, okay, because we'll finalize with the forwards. So a recap is the roster 11 for the U.S. men's national team. On my end, I have Matt Turner, Jedi Robinson, Tim Ream, Cameron Vickers, Sergino Dest. Then I have McKennie with Tyler Adams and Pulisic in that 10 role. And then I believe Gio Reyna at the left, Brendan Aronson at the right, and at the striker role, Josh Sargent. That is my team.
You're starting Aronson too?
Yeah.
Oh,
at the right.
Okay.
Yeah, I really believe that this free role of Pulisic, Brendan Aronson, Gio Reyna, if they can exploit the three corridors, a team like Wales and England, like England with Maguire, he'll have trouble, okay, with all these movements from them three. So, and Sargent can comfortably go to the three corridors too.
Yeah.
So
there is a lot of flexibility there.
I am snubbing on Musa. Yeah, I know. And Musa,
he's my guy.
If he, I really feel like if Musa plays, he can be one of the wonder kids to watch in the World Cup.
I think he will be.
So
he will be one of the wonder kids to watch. And we'll talk about him a little more when we do go through that list. But Yunus Musa, I just think, he
must start.
He is just a wonderful grab for the U.S. national team. I still look at that as kind of.
Yes, England, right?
A lot of people might not remember he was an Arsenal guy, and he was one of when Jadon Sancho, popped on over to Dortmund, and some of the other ones, big profile Jaden Braff, who we've kind of forgotten about, who's not English, he's Dutch, but anyway, Yunus Musa was also making the decision to leave the Emirates and head on over to Valencia, and it has worked out swimmingly.
Would Balogun be called up if he could?
Oh, he has been lights out for Stade Reims.
That's why.
He has been lights out. I'd be surprised if they didn't
contact him.
Because very clearly you look at it and you say, if you're looking at pedigree, if you're looking
he could be there.
Right. He could very much be the starting striker. But then again, Greg Berhalter has gone through his players. And he has brought the players he so chooses. And he's left one of the players we all thought he was going to bring behind, and that's Paul Areola. But no, one of the initial reactions to the Ricardo Pepi snub, which it's got to hurt so hard for him. 19, he did so much work for us in the qualifying campaign, saved our butts multiple times. I think only Christian Pulisic had more goals than him in qualifying.
What?
Ricardo Pepi, I 100% feel a snub. At least he's 19. Paul Areola, who is one of Greg Berhalter's stalwarts, the MLS guys that he brings in, he's been left at home, and that's got to hurt for him. But at the same time, he's already taken it on the chin. He's already wished him good luck. He's gonna watch him. He's not going to, be sour about it, and he's young enough that there could be another World Cup in his future. But anyway, long story short, let me go through my 11. Okay. My 11 kind of is similar to yours, but goalkeeper, we've got Matt Turner. Right back, you started left to right?
Dest.
Okay, well, goalkeeper, Matt Turner. Right back, Serginho Dest. Two center backs, I've got Tim Ream and Walker Zimmerman. At left back, we've got Jedi Robinson, and I think he's going to have a very good campaign. In my midfield, I've got Tyler Adams. I've got Weston McKennie, hoping that form comes back. And I've got Yunus Musa. Right wing, I've got Brendan Aronson. Striker, I've got Josh Sargent. And left wing, we've got the man CP10.
We definitely, it's the build-up play that we have different players, man. And Zimmerman, he has to be a good passer, too, on that.
He's not. No, he's serviceable. He's serviceable with his feet. He wouldn't be there if he wasn't. But no, he's not. He's not. I'm trying to think who. Chris Richards. Chris Richards has a wonderful, foot, but we just need that foot to actually heal so he can get back. But this is a team that has every bit of the ability to top the group.
To top the group.
It's a little bias. But they did top the group the last time England was in their group. So.
Ooh, history. Go check.
I still remember that. But listen, come on. The World Cup.
Yes.
So close. The World Cup is so cool. Do you have Black Friday here?
Yeah, we got it. We got it
similar?
from you guys. We got it from you guys.
Of course. It's
whole
a
world.
virus. Yeah. So the day after Thanksgiving is the USA-England game.
Oh my!
And
days.
Thanksgiving is the day where obviously all American families get together. And the next day is just some ridiculous e-commerce bullcrap, whatever. But I guarantee you, there are going to be. I mean, bars are going to be opening up the streets with. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
It's going to be like a holiday in the States.
And if you got the vibes from the MLS Cup recently, if you got the vibes from any of the previous soccer games that have been played relatively recently, to massive crowds and interest. It's gonna be a lot of fun in the States, and I can't wait to have you over there in 2026.
Yes, Mexico, Canada, U.S. We're gonna be crazy, and Philly is one of the home cities.
Yes, sir.
So people, put your roster down below in the comments section, okay? And anything that we've missed about the U.S. men's national team, please let us know again in the comments section. Thank you for listening to us. Until now, about the U.S. men's national team. And if you're enjoying this video, do not forget to like this video on YouTube, people.
Muito obrigado.